The Painful Excellence Podcast.
Absolutely. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC, the Painful Excellence Podcast. Let's go. Come on in, smash the like button, like and share the video. Let's move. See the family in the chat early. Rod Neal, Ratchet since 91, Eric Jordan, salute. Come on in, smash the like button, like and share the video. Let's work. I ain't got to tell y'all about Miguel. I ain't got to tell y'all about there's a name for the knuckle dragging pillow biters. I'm gonna give him that work soon. Josh, salute from Texas, man. Salute. So we got Rod Neal from Houston. We got Josh from Texas. Salute. Come on in, smash the like button. Let's get to the smoke, man. I know I talked about the whole phase before, but more time has passed and things have gotten progressively worse. Ladies are weird nowadays. These modern women are very, very weird nowadays. Very, very weird. I watched a TikTok video of a woman talking about this is why Aisha Curry should have a whole face. Now stop right there. Let me talk to the men. Would you wife up a chick that openly admits that she had a whole phase in her life? Dead ass. Would you wife up a chick that openly admitted that she had a whole phase? I don't care what her excuse is. Would you wife up a chick that openly admitted that she had a whole phase? For now, the Mexican, salute. Look, that can go one of two ways based off the maturity level of the man. The man, Condo, salute. The man could say, hey, man, all right, thank you for being honest, but now she just devalued herself. Bonnie Prince, salute. She just devalued herself. So she becomes potential for party for the night. Know what I'm talking about? She becomes party for the night. Not trying to build with this, but she got that donkey. I'm about to blast that. Black Martial Arts Society, salute. I'm about to blast that because wife, nope. She had a whole phase. Well, you know what? I'm just going to be another notch on her belt. Or if you Bionic Prince, I removed it. It's on my Patreon now. I'll talk about it tomorrow. YouTube has a lot of Tank Davis fans, and they have somebody smashing a button. So now I know they got Ryan Garcia fanatics and they got Tank Davis fanatics. And when they don't like my animation when I turned them into a monkey, somebody didn't like that. But I'm not going to let that bad behavior and that inconsistent, ridiculous, feminine behavior deter me from the actual prize. But if Tank gets knocked unconscious by Jake Paul, I'll just be here to talk about it. And I know that somewhere on the West Coast, there'll be some pillow-biting man that is in love with Tank Davis, crying his eyes out with his painted black fingernails because this dude was put in a box. Now, me, I don't want that to happen because I know what it means. I know what Jake Paul's going to do. I know what the memes are going to look like. And I know Tank Davis will probably have to be on suicide watch. But, but these are the people overseeing our content. You got to understand, these people are human beings too. They watch the sports that we talk about. They could be hockey fans, baseball fans, basketball fans. And if they catch you slipping one time and they can articulate that you were in violation of community standards, they will do it. So this butt plug purchaser said that I was in violation of community standards, and they couldn't really explain it. So what they did was further open up the can of worms, and they didn't know that I already bust their ass behind the scenes already. So I'm gonna do it again. I ain't got to speak out loud. So let's get back to this topic. Don D, salute. So now, back to the whole phase. If you're more mature, you've been around the block. I mean, you could be out on a date with a woman, and if she's honest and says, "Hey, I had a bad whole," well, let's just say a whole phase. All whole phases are bad. Let's just get that out the way. Whole phases are when you're younger, you enjoy a woman going through a whole phase. Why? Because that benefits you. But when you get a little older, and she's talking about, "I had a whole phase," I'm telling you, that can entail a bunch of things: STDs, deletions. Oh, now the 2 kids out of wedlock makes sense, and you got 2 sons, one light skin, one dark skin, you're brown skin, and both of them don't look like you, so you don't know who the daddy is, or you know who they are, you just have a bad relationship with them, or you're co-parenting. But why do you want to take that on? If you spent your life being responsible and got your ish together, why do you want to lower your standards to that? But that's another show. So when Aisha Curry she's monetized disrespecting her 6'4" NBA All-Star, king of the light-skinned niggas husband. Did you hear what I just said? Am I lying? Every 20 years or so, and this was a joke we had around the way, but it's kind of true. Every 20 years or so, there's something we call king of the light-skinned niggas. So who was king of the light-skinned niggas prior to Steph Curry? I don't know. It was probably, I don't know. Is Shamar Moore, does he count? He's brown skin, right? Just think of a yellow nigga that was like popular, all the chicks wanted. I go back to Christopher Williams, and then Albie Shaw, and you know what I mean? And it's Steph Curry's turn. He's a legit athlete. He checks all the boxes. I know he looks small on a basketball court, but the man is 6'4". He's 2 inches taller than me. He's tall. The average American is 5'8" or 5'9" or something. He is 6'4". He got a jump shot from hell. He got crazy handles. He's a legitimate player. Perennial All-Star, NBA champion. What are we talking about here? Aisha Curry won. She hit the lotto, man. And guess what? He wifed up the chick that he was with all this time. And here's what boggles my mind. When she does these goddamn interviews, you know what she doesn't bring up? She never mentions adultery, abuse, mental, any kind of abuse. You know how women say, "Oh, it's not physical, but it's mental, and he's a narcissist." No, it's none of that. You know what it is? I thought that I was gonna have my own business with her. Didn't he give her a business? Okay, wife is bored. Let me give her business. That's all his money. How is she fucking this up? And here's the brilliant part. I don't know what her relationship is with her parents, her father in particular, because I'm telling you, if this was my daughter, I'd be on the phone with her after that first interview and be like, "Yo, look, you can't take it back now. Don't ever say no stupid shit like this again. Steph's a good kid, and baby, you hit the jackpot with him." All these other chicks talking about these athletes and they got women in every state, whatever. She never said that. So before these chicks come around saying, "Oh, we don't know what he's doing," you know what? She didn't bring it up. Because if she brought it up, that'd be the first thing. You know when she'll allege that? If Steph finally says, "Hey, man, I'm done with this shit, man. Look, how much money you want? You want 50 million? Get the fuck away from me. I'm done. Get away from me. Take the kids. You know they're going to be, you want spousal support? I got you. You want child support? I got you. But I need to be the F away from you." I need to be away from you. And there'll be a handful of women talk about he's a bad guy if he does it. And I'm going to tell you right now, Steph Curry has been a complete and total man through this whole thing. All he's doing is playing ball. He's out of the fucking way. When he's off the court, is he popping up in the club? Is he getting caught drunk driving and speeding and partying up? No, the man goes home. Isn't that what these women want? All of his time? And she's complaining about not getting attention from other men. You got a 6'4" NBA player, and he's not a fly-by-night dude. He's a franchise player. And you are complaining? This woman is touched in the skull. And she's the epitome of what it is to be an ungrateful woman today. All this complaining on the podcast that she's doing, you know what she's not being told? Every woman that she's spoken to would take her place in a second. Where's the lie? I don't care if they're white, Latino, black, British. Every last one of those women that she spilled her guts to, if the opportunity came and they said, look, I'm divorcing Steph, and can you step in and be the wife? She wouldn't even be able to finish the goddamn sentence. Because first of all, they think Steph is fine. Second of all, look at the resume. I'm going to do another pep talk tomorrow. Because if you think I'm letting Michelle Obama off the hook, you're bugging. I just been quiet about this thing. She's another person that needs a shut the fuck up card. Absolutely. What are these women doing? Let me ask you a question. The only first lady in my mind that I can remember that everybody knew because she made some waves and made things pop was Nancy Reagan. A lot of y'all wasn't even alive back then. Nancy Reagan was Mothers Against Drunk Driving or whatever it was. The fake. She went the war on drugs. That was her. Meanwhile, they were letting the drugs in the black communities, but that's something else. Outside of that, I can't even tell you how I can tell you how Barbara Bush looks, but she ain't say nothing. Not even Donald Trump's wife is in the limelight talking. Why are these bitches talking? Why are they talking? That's right, Stormy. Just Say No was her. That was her, Nancy Reagan. Yeah, Rod. So Steph put money into her restaurant, and for some reason it failed. Did this bitch say, oh, I just thought he was going to be a high school coach or whatever, but his career took off, and she's rolling in dough. She literally don't have to do anything. Why do we even know who the fuck she is? Let me ask you a question. Do y'all even know how LeBron James' wife looks? Waffle, salute. Do y'all even know? I couldn't tell you. I don't know how I could walk right past her in the street and I don't even know. Somebody have to tell me that's LeBron James' wife. Huh? Oh, her? Okay. Why is it blasphemous to tell women, yo, play your position? Oh, how dare you? Yo, play your position. Shut up. Shut up. Robert, what up? Shut up. This bitch has won. You got a 6'4" NBA player that's possibly top 50 all time. You're making millions of dollars. He has no scandals, and you on TV complaining. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I'm going to tell you what's wrong with her. All this talk that these modern women say they have talking about, oh, well, I need a strong man because, my education and my car and my house, men be jealous of me. No. I've been around chicks that do very well for themselves. You ever had a conversation with them? It's like, man, it's not even worth it. You want an example of that? Ebony K. Williams. Ebony K. Williams. All of those accolades and that education and that money. Guess what? She's a single mom by choice. That's the move? That's the move? Fail. You looking down on dudes. You're trying to say that a man that don't match your salary is not worth your time of day. That's wrong, because men date down all the time. If that's the case, if we're basing it off of money, if men are out here making the best of themselves, attacking the world and conquering the world, I salute, queen, and they're doing their damn thing. They show penis discipline, no children out of wedlock. And they make a decent living, and you a college student, which means you're broke. Or you're freshly out of college and you're working somewhere, you know, I don't know, you're paralegal, which means you're broke. You're not rich. I mean, you're not broke, but you're not rich. Why is it that a man that's the financial breadwinner in the home is not considered dating down when he makes more than his wife? But I see these women running around all the time talking about, I can't date no man that makes less than me. So if you're dating down, what have men been doing all of these years? So let me ask you a question. Is Steph Curry dating down? Uh-oh. You know what? Aisha has to be the most ungrateful chick that I've seen in a long time. And I got to think really hard to find someone that matches this kind of evil aura. This woman is jealous of her husband. And he's been a gentleman the whole time. He hasn't responded. You don't see him on no podcast. He works on his craft, goddammit. He's working on his craft. He ain't on no podcast acting up. That's her. So I saw this nappy-headed bed wench talking about this is why it's important for girls to have a whole face. So let me talk to the women that are supporting the whole face. Here's what I know about women that support a whole face. First of all, y'all have had abortions at some time in your life. Tell me I'm wrong. And if you haven't, you know a hoe that did have. Second thing I know, there's the possibility that you've had an STD. So let's go with abortions or STDs. One of the two. But if it wasn't you, you know someone that has. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. What does the whole face get you? The whole face toughens you up for what? All it does is it escalates your body count to have a dude look at you strange. Y'all are normalizing a whole face? No, here's a translation of a whole face. Because I watched a part of that podcast and it made me sick. I don't even want to air it. Basically, the way it was worded, you would think that Steph trapped her with kids. Well, let me ask you a question. Even with women, let me ask you a question. Well, let me make the statement. Fuck a question. Let me make the statement. Don't tell me that Steph Curry trapped Aisha with kids in the $1 million lifestyle, which is all women say they want it, right? When you chicks will run around and chase a dude that's no good for you and try and trap him with a baby. And this dude will have no job. But you want to be connected to this dude so bad. And he broke. And he dusty. But he got a 12-inch iron and he's knocking your spine out of alignment. And you know how women get with their sexual gratification. That's the only thing that's important to them. To these types. So this idiot hits the lottery and she's basically saying that this dude trapped her with a family? Wait a minute. He married you. You're already up. You have 4 kids in wedlock. You're already up. You have a big house. You got any car. You never had to work a conventional job. You wanted a business. He got you a restaurant. It failed. He had nothing to do with that. He's playing 82 games a season, getting beat up in the playoffs, and he was able to get a few rings out of the deal. And you're still complaining. I would love to talk to the women that justify her behavior. Because her behavior is asinine. It's immature. It's ungrateful. Now, y'all will support a whole phase for her. I bet you if it came out on one of those red tables and she pulled the Jada Pinkett, yeah, you know, Steph was gone. He was on the road, and he was gone for a week. And I got lonely, and the Uber driver got the business. I bet you there'll be a slew of women talking about, yes, girl, you got to get it. And there'll be a slew of women making Steph the villain with hypotheticals. Oh, he on the road. He an athlete. There ain't no telling. Athletes be having whole other families and cities. No, that's not what she said. That's not what she said. Stop adding to this. And I'm going to say this. At this point, even if she said it, I wouldn't believe her. She's an ungrateful piece of shit. That's what Ayesha Curry is. She is so ungrateful. So ungrateful. And y'all will support this whole phase and justify it. Well, let me ask you a question. Let's say Steph gets sick of this shit and serves her divorce paper and says, you know what? Here's my grounds. Just check a podcast for her on it. I married this woman. I gave her how many babies they got? 3 or 4? Those are all my babies. You understand? Those are all my babies. I provide shelter, money. We have the best vacations. Got her a restaurant. And she goes on podcasts and she drags me. I don't need that. So I'm gonna let her go ahead and do her thing. I know what y'all gonna do. He played for the Warriors. I'm assuming he lives in California. It's already over. She's gonna be a multi-gazillionaire and she ain't shot one jump shot in the NBA game. But you gotta pay to play, Steph. So let's say he gets rid of her, she walks away with 70 mil. And alimony. And the kids. The moment Steph is seen with any woman, it'll be news. And they would get mad. They would get mad. Whoever Steph was seen with, they'd be comparing her to Ayesha. I'm telling you. They'd be comparing, oh, look at you, Ayesha. Yeah, all right. Well, he broke up his home. He divorced her. Well, look at this bitch. Look at what she's doing. All of you women that are saying Ayesha, she reserves the right to behave in this fashion and to feel how she feels. I got a question for y'all. All of those women that are siding with Ayesha Curry, do you think they are married? Yes or no? That's a hard no for me. I'm willing to bet every last one of those bitches as single as can be. That's number one. Number two, I'm willing to bet that if they got divorced and they had a shot to get with Steph, they will go right up to the crib and bang his life out. Snooze, you lose, Ayesha. You talking reckless about king of the light-skinned niggas? He is this era's king of the light-skinned niggas. You are blowing it, kid. You're blowing it. How dare this chick? If he dumped this chick, to me, it's a great thing. How's he supposed to concentrate when your wife is on podcasts talking shit about you? Like you are a fabulous fuck up. And again, let's deal with the facts. She never said he was abusive. She never said he plays mental games with her, but she did insinuate that, you know, the way it was worded, he trapped me. That's what she insinuated. Trapped you? He trapped you? Lord have mercy. It doesn't get any more ungrateful than this shit right here. I don't care if he broke up with her and was seen with 3 chicks. All these hags would be talking about is, oh, they're about to take his money. So what? Hey, maybe he should have a whole face. You see, it hit different then, right? Hey, what if Steph Curry had a whole face? And they get mad at that. Anything to justify, I've read all the comments, anything to justify this bitch Aisha, everything to justify her. Everything is what if Steph is doing this, what if, okay, holler at me when he's caught. And here's a fun fact for y'all. Y'all know his father, he's a second generation NBA player. His father's name is Del Curry. He played for the Raptors, I think. He played for the Hornets when they were in Charlotte back in the day. Do you know that Del and his wife divorced Steph Curry's mom? Do you know that? What the fuck are you doing at that age getting divorced? The only reason I foresee divorce this late in life would be over finances. Like, you know, somebody can't balance a checkbook and, you know, we're about to get evicted and this is your fault. I see that. Or adultery. Those are the main 2 reasons why people get divorced. I'm not hearing irreconcilable differences. That shit is stupid. That shit is stupid as hell. Irreconcilable differences. You know what that means? I'm bored and I want to be away from you. It ran its course, but what you're going to do is pay me alimony and child support if we got babies. Well, luckily, Steph and his brother, they're already grown and in the league by then. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing getting divorced this late in life, man? Let me tell you something. When you get older, and you know, shout out to Kevin Samuels because he said this. Men and women need to get together for survival. Love will come later. You might not feel that when you're in your 20s, maybe in your 30s, but you know, when you get into your 40s, mid-40s, it takes a little longer for you to get out of bed. You know, shit start hurting your eyesight. You're like, yo, man, I used to be able to read that. Oh, shit, I need glasses. Let me tell you something, man. You might not think now. Might not think about it now. But there may come a point where, fellas, you're going to need her to help you get out of bed. Ladies, you're going to need him to be there to get out of bed. Who's going to take you to the doctor's appointments? What you going to do, call an Uber, accessoride, whatever the fuck? When you're sick and your kids are growing out the house, don't you want somebody there just to talk to you? It's teamwork. Love could come later, man. We need to, especially black people, we need to be together for survival. Y'all really don't understand what happened in the 60s when they broke up our household. Funny, Kevin Samuels been talking about that. Jason Black talked about that. My parents knew about that. I knew about that since the 80s. It did a number on us. And y'all didn't listen to us. Y'all danced on Kevin Samuels' grave, but when this white boy Charlie Kirk came through here and that was some truth that he told, all of a sudden the sisters want to listen to him. I said, man, y'all were dancing on Kevin Samuel's grave, and he was saying the same shit. Now here come this white boy, significantly young, and now you want to listen to Zaddy? We've been saying that. We've been saying that. Chilltown, salute. Well, that part is true. So marriage, matter of fact, marriage used to be a business transaction. If there was a farmer and he had a bunch of corn and growing wheat, and he had a daughter, and his neighbor up the road had cattle, it's like, yo, look, man, when I die, I'm willing this to my daughter. You have a son there around the same age. Let's arrange this marriage so I keep my land, and your son is a good boy. He keeps his land, and we can just keep this trade going and do something with this land. Because if we don't do something, the state will come take it. And that boy and that girl got together. They didn't have to like each other at first. Love comes later. This was for legacy and securing just that, your legacy. What I see now, chicks chasing that feeling. All that feeling is that tingle. You see a dude. I've heard chicks say, yeah, I've looked at a dude and I knew in 2 seconds whether I was going to let him smash. I've been around chicks that said that. They mean it. It's not a joke because the girls be high-fiving. And I'm looking at dude, dead ass. I was at a function years ago, and we were sitting down, drinks, having finger food or whatever, some wings or whatever was going on, celery sticks. And some dude walks in, tall, whatever. And they looked at him and they all tapping each other. Oh my God. Oh. And then they got to talking. Yeah, I know in 2 seconds if someone can get this. And him right there, oh my God. And they mixed company. And then me and the brothers are looking at each other. We was like, yo, they can't see homies gay? I saw that when he walked through the door. I'm always aware of my surroundings. His eyebrows was all arched, and I'm looking at him like, wait, they talking about him? I was like, nah, that nigga gay. Well, you know what? Okay. We ain't say nothing. We all looking at the boys. We all looking at each other like, yo, you see this shit? That is bugged out. About an hour later, he's at the bar talking to some white guy, like how you be in the shorty's face at the bar. And they in each other's face and googly eyes, and they looking, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, oh man, he's down low, brothers, or whatever. And I'm like, nah, that's when we went in on them. Like, yo, y'all didn't see that on him when he walked through the door? How the fuck we seen that? And you didn't. You know why? It didn't matter. That tingle. Y'all could have cornered dude and he could have said, yo, yeah, I'm gay or whatever. But if you can just get that smash that one night, y'all gonna do it. Y'all chasing that tingle. Y'all make the worst decisions I've ever seen. I mean, the worst. I was watching a Maury episode years ago. And this woman, she was on there, this guy's the baby's father or whatever. And there was some gay dude there with his boyfriend. I said, wait a minute, what? And he was like, no, she got me drunk and raped me. I'm gay and da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, man. So everyone's asking, Maury's like, oh, you knew he was gay? She said, yeah, but I just wanted to do it. And I'm like, oh, my God. So she had sex with him and then kept the baby, fine. And turned out the baby was his. And her only defense was, oh, yeah, I guess you're not so gay. And he's on there fighting. She's on there fighting with her boyfriend, with his boyfriend, another man. And this is the dysfunction you brought a child into the world with. Now, of course, it's a shared responsibility. But my God, why would you put yourself in the middle of that? She chose that. And that's an example of these bad decisions that these women make. There should be no woman on planet Earth looking at Ayesha Curry saying, hey, girl, man, you know, I hear you, girl. I hear you, girl. Because all of these women that are riding with the Ayesha Curry sob story, like she's, oh my God, man. All of those women are single and annoyed and annoying. They're losers. Y'all ever heard Misery Loves Company? Jonathan, salute. You ever heard that? Find me one married woman that identifies and agrees with Ayesha Curry. Find one. There's been a bunch of people talking about it. The chicks that rock with Ayesha Curry, they talk about a whole face. Can you believe this shit? And you said it on camera, so, you know, social media is big. Imagine that same bitch going out on a date and he in mid meal, he's like, oh man, that's where I know you from. And she like, what? Yo, 2 years ago, didn't you say women should have a whole phase when, you know, in the midst of the Ayesha Curry thing? Uh-oh. Yeah, I said that. So that's what's up? That's how you feel? Oh yeah, but I wasn't talking about me. I don't feel, I'm talking about, well, you said that women should have a whole phase. Did you have a whole phase? You didn't? So why are you talking so highly on it? Why are you giving out that information? And y'all are all on social media bigging this shit up. She is legitimately destroying her household, and there's no reason for this. Why? Because she thought he was going to be an average dude. And let me tell you what was going to happen. If he didn't go to the NBA and he was just working at a high school, making like $80,000 to $90,000 a year, getting up every morning, going to school and coaching and stuff, she'd be out grinding and be resentful that she's out grinding and chasing her dreams, and he don't have time for her. Because chicks like this are never satisfied. Never satisfied. Well, Drew, how could you say that? That's just a scenario. Yeah. I'm coming to that realization. I'm coming to that analogy. That analogy has come to my mind because here she is in the best case scenario. And she's on podcasts complaining, talking shit. Ayesha Curry is the most ungrateful piece of trash I've seen. She was sitting on that show, The View, and one of the twins, which twin was that? Is that the dysfunctional one that graduated from Tia and Tamara, whatever the hell? Which one is that sitting there? Is that the dysfunctional one that graduated from marriage and regretted it? Taking selfies in a bikini, and she's a whole wife or a whole mother. And she's sitting down there, and this dude comes out with his shirt off, and she's fronting like she's taking off her wedding ring, which probably costs more than everybody's outfit sitting there. Can you, let's play this. Let me ask y'all a question. How much you think the wedding ring that Ayesha Curry has on her ring, how much you think it's worth? That was Tamara with Plenty of Sense. Oh, okay, cool. How much you think her wedding ring is, Ayesha Curry? Just give me a price. Throw it in the chat. This is Steph Curry now. How much you think that rock is worth that she had on, that she was fronting like she was taking it off when that brother came out with no shirt on? How much you think? Just give me a price. Robert Singleton says at least 100 stacks. I make 6 figures at my job, and believe me when I tell you, I'm tired. It's blood money. And she probably has that around her fucking finger. You don't even play like that. Nobody tries to corner Steph and say, hey man, you heard what Ayesha said about you? He don't entertain that. He's been a complete gentleman. But I'm gonna tell you something. Men have the strangest time. When women get into it with men, I'm telling y'all ladies, it's never out of nowhere. It's a building point. And if I know men, if Steph is like that, all he's doing is taking notes. And if he's smart, He's doing shit with money. He's talking to lawyers like, you know what? It's coming. I'm gonna have to get rid of this bitch. How much it's gonna cost to get rid of this bitch, and she can have the kids, but I want to write her one check while I'm still playing in the league. I want to write this bitch one check, and she could go off and do her podcast and everything. Let me ask you a question. Who's more likely to come up in a relationship category? Steph or her? Mind you, they got like 3 or 4 kids, and he leaves her. What man can she find that can follow Steph Curry? Now, mind you, he's already 6'4". He's already a millionaire. He's in the NBA. She got 4 kids. Thank you, sister. What man is she gonna find to follow that? That nigga that came out with no shirt on to bring the drinks, first of all, and I'm not a hater or nothing, he was probably a homosexual. Working in that industry and being hired to do that, a lot of those dudes be gay. That's number one. Number two, we don't even know who the fuck that was. You think his pockets are as long as Steph Curry? And by the way, to you simple-minded queens out here, I saw what y'all told me. Hey, man, it might be his dick game. Get over that. Y'all on easy street. That's number one. Number two, if it was his dick game, she'd have insinuated it was his dick game. We'd have known that by now. Mark, what up? Trust me, it's not that. Because all I heard was, I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. And I didn't plan on being a mom. And you ain't planning on being a mom. You was a mom 3 times after the first kid. What are we doing? You ungrateful hag. So if they divorce, Steph could date a chick 10 to 15 years younger than him. She can also date a man 15 years younger than him. But what do you think he's doing? He ain't taking her serious. What are these women going to say? Oh, well, she could smash and pass too. Okay. There's nothing with that. But of course he ain't going to take her serious. Name the guy that's going to come in looking better than Steph, right? Maybe he is piping it right, but is he going to take her? He's supposed to come in and be stepdad to the kids? Oh, well, she's not looking for a stepdad. Absolutely. So now she's just having her whole face. And this is what the women are telling us. She's entitled to that? And then when I saw talking about she won, she had married, she had a family, she had millions of dollars. They're going to celebrate her still having millions of dollars, getting away from her husband, setting a bad example for those fucking kids, chasing her stupid ass happiness rather than building a black household. I don't care how light-skinned they are, they're black. And she's online talking about her gripes as if he did something wrong. To justify this dumbass is ridiculous. And this is everything wrong with the black household today. She's legitimately breaking it up with her behavior. Now, I hope look, to me, this could end in one or two ways. Either he could be, working behind the scenes, looking to hit her with some divorce papers, trying to protect his bag, because I don't know where they live, but he plays for the Warriors. That's in California. The absolute one of the worst states to go through a divorce in. The worst. So he might be game planning, I don't know. Or the way she talking, don't be surprised if when he finally hangs it up and they retire the jersey, she jumps up and says, well, I need this divorce. Steph, be ahead of the game. Be ahead of the game. Because she's already talking shit. Last thing I heard, you trapped her. That's what she said. You trapped this bitch. She's an ungrateful piece of crap. That's what she is. How dare she say that? She's the worst kind of person. She's despicable. And Aisha, you don't even deserve to have that man's last name. Change it back to whatever that shit was, right? Don't take it out on the babies, and be honest with them and tell them that mommy was greedy and she wanted to live her damn life because you felt there was more to life than living in a big ass home. Oh, well, money ain't everything. Of course it is. Y'all tell niggas that they broke all the time and he ain't got no money. This nigga ain't got no money. So why y'all telling regular dudes that, but then here this bitch is with an NBA husband and y'all gonna say money don't matter? Which one is it? I've read the comments. If the brothers would be like, man, she got it made. Bitches coming up in there talking about, oh, well, money's not everything. I beg to differ. If money's not everything, when you get away from a dude you don't want but have his baby, why the fuck you run into the goddamn court all the goddamn time? Not even for child support. You want spousal support. You want to take the car, kick him out the house that he paid the mortgage on. You want all of that shit and then still call him broke. And here this dumb bitch is with everything. And then you would say money ain't everything? Watch this. Ask them same hoes. Okay, Aisha leaves Steph, and then he start eyeballing you and says, hey, man, let's start this relationship. You gonna tell him no? You gonna tell him yes? Even if you've been dating dark-skinned niggas all your life, you're gonna tell him yes because you know the lifestyle that comes with it. And here's the funny part. A lot of y'all chick will bend the knee to that. A lot of these chicks will know, hey, I'm going to shut up. I ain't going to do no podcast because look at this car. Is that a Bentley? Look at this house. Look at this room. Look at that California king bed. And all I got to do is F this dude and be quiet. On one hand, I'm like, yeah, I'm rooting for the black family. On another hand, I know that this chick is poisonous. This chick is poisonous. And he deserves better. And I like the fact that he's remaining silent, but there might be a building point where he might spaz. I'm scared for that. You know, Will Smith wasn't in control of his emotions. He was mad at her when he slapped Chris Rock. Y'all do know he really wanted to slap Jada all that time, right? He didn't know what to do. So in the last ditch effort, what he wanted to do was show his wife and show the world that he ain't no pussy after that red table thing, and he's going to defend his woman. So he slapped another grown man that he was cool with in defense of a whore. That was a bad call, man. That was so stupid. She's a whore. She took your heart and stomped out it. But you know what, though? When you started to watch her material, because I didn't watch no red tables and shit. I'm like, yo, man, why are these girls talking? I don't give a fuck about what they got to say. But then my boy is like, no, you got to listen to this shit. This is Will's fault. I said, all right, well, hold on. And then she started talking about Tupac. I said, oh, shit. She was infatuated with Pac. If y'all are young, y'all don't understand. Pac put out the aura that he was a street dude. He was loud. He was boisterous. He was, you know, he was the ultimate street nigga on the mic. And ladies loved him. They loved him. And Jada was an up-and-coming actor. She was on a different world, right? And she got around this dude and she was infatuated with him. But you know what? Will Smith was also doing exceptionally well for himself. He was a $1 million rapper from Philly. Salute to him. Then he got into acting and everything else. And he liked her. And she tolerated Will, but she loved Pac. And Will was in that little river in Africa, you know, the Nile. And then when his kids are talking about how Mom wrote letters to Tupac. I said, the nigga been dead for how long? What is she doing writing letters to him? I said, oh my God, man. But if you dial it back, you know what? Will should have known. You could see when a chick is tolerating you but not really into you. Now, look, I was young once. Once I got into the rhythm of understanding the thought process of certain women, I'm like, okay, I'm hanging out with this bitch, and she brought up her ex at least 3 fucking times. She ain't over this nigga. They broke up now. But if he call her right now, she gonna make an excuse and she out the door. So here's what I'm gonna do. Jose, what up? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work so hard to crack her spine. And I ain't never calling her again. That was my thought process. I was very young back then. Because it was a challenge for me. It was a challenge. And it was a bit of revenge. Like, well, bitch, how dare you? I did everything right. I met you. I courted you. I'm taking you out. And you bring up this nigga that ain't shit. But I'm watching your face and your mannerisms in your eyes. You love this dude. Well, you're infatuated with this dude. But you just spent an hour over a meal telling me how he ain't shit. But then you taking deep breaths. And I'm like, wait a minute. This ain't baby daddy? No. How long you been seeing this nigga? A little under a year. And he made this impact on you? When's the last time you seen him? Well, all this happened like 3 weeks ago. And now she out at a diner with you. Okay, bitch. You could have stayed home for this. Okay. So I'm gonna try really hard to get her to that short stay while she's nice and confused. I don't care if I'm twisting out and she thinking of him, because I'm gonna get this nut off, and I don't care if she finished. I'm gonna drop her home, and that's gonna be the end of it. That's how I used to think. When you get a little older, you have less patience for that, and you get better at it. When you're talking to a woman, fellas, you need to do more listening than talking. Ask direct questions. And as I got older, I found that older I got, the less fucks I gave. You go from lollygagging, like, hey man, so what's the dating scene like for you? That's when you're 18 to 21. What's the dating scene like? You got a baby daddy, No, when you get a little older, I got to the point where I was like, are you divorced? You married? You separated? Okay. You got children? You do? Oh, okay. What's your relationship with the father of the child? Does he climb through your window? Do you have an order of protection? You got to ask these things. Because chicks won't tell you. Because you know what happens when you find yourself in a situation? You be like, why didn't you tell me you got to order protection and sometimes he climbed through your window? Why didn't you tell me you got to order protection, but he got the keys to your crib? He got the keys to your fucking crib. And at any point he can come through it. Why didn't you tell him? You didn't ask. Because chicks, they do that shit. They know they're supposed to forward key information. They don't forward it. And then when you find yourself in a situation, God forbid, when you ask them, if you survive it, when you ask them, hey man, why don't you tell me da-da-da-da? Oh, well, you didn't ask that. Okay. The older I got, the less fucks I gave. I got to a point where I was just asking chicks, yo, how many abortions you had? Some chicks got mad. Oh my God, why would you ask that? Well, look around. Look around, man. What you mean? You just got done telling me about all these friends. When I came and picked you up off your block, all your girlfriends looking in the car, see who I am. You are the company you keep. So I'm asking. You got children. How many abortions you had? When was the last time you smashed? These are important things. Because if you got a bend over, buddy, I know that this date don't mean shit. And you ain't got to lie, baby. We already here. I'm going to pay for the goddamn food. We here now. Let me know what it is so I know how to deal with you. These chicks be lying to you just so you can be the foodie call, the nigga that pays for her nails, and they know very fast that I'm not that guy. I'm going out to eat because I want to go out to eat. You're just accompanying me. It's not nothing for me to pay for your meal. It's not enough for me to pay for you for your goddamn movie theater. I've taken women to the movies and taken them to dinner, drove them all the way home, and said, well, you have a good night. Oh, so when's the next time we're gonna hang out? Nah, this ain't gonna work. Huh? Nah, it's not gonna work. But I had fun tonight though. Chick standing on the block. Okay. Yeah, well, have a good night. Well, have a good night. It was fun. We had a good night. Drove to the light, look in the mirror. She's still standing there in front of her building, looking at the car like, what the fuck just happened? I took you out. You wasn't for me. I paid for the movie. I paid for the dessert. I paid for the dinner. And I drove you home like a gentleman. What the fuck are you confused about? I was very honest with you. I didn't ask to get in your pants. I didn't ask for none of that. There's something that you did that night that disqualified you. Make sense? Jada Pinkett was DQ'd several times, and Will Smith didn't have enough game to understand that. She was attracted to a nigga that got assassinated. Because every time I turn on the news, he's fighting and spitting at the camera, and I'm like, God damn, again? What's going on with this dude? And eventually he got in the street. That's who she liked. Will Smith is the Fresh Prince. I bought the album. Parents Just Don't Understand. Classic album, believe it or not. Classic album. Nice kid out of Philly. Beat the odds. Went through Hollywood. He ain't getting shot at. That's who Jada's supposed to be with, but she settled for him, but that's not who she was into. She's writing letters to a dead Tupac Shakur that she kept in the house, and the fucking kids knew it. Now, what the fuck did Will Smith do to deserve that? And all of that was bent up pressure. So the only thing he could do was slap Chris Rock on stage on international television. And this is what I'm saying, what a punk move that was. Do you think if The Rock was standing there and said that same joke, he'd have jumped up there and did that to him? We'd have saw a rock bottom in real life. So he knew who to do it to. But my point is, fellas, you can't let these chicks get you off your game. And I'm worried for Steph. Because he's been quiet the whole time. And what happens when a person... Y'all saw Full Metal Jacket? Did y'all see the movie Full Metal Jacket? The illest crash out was Officer Pyle, the fat kid. I think that's the same dude that plays Kingpin in the Marvel Universe. He was fat, dumpy and eating food, hiding food, getting his company in trouble. And he snapped. He had a meltdown. And he shot Sergeant Hartman. Y'all know who Sergeant Hartman is?
He you suck dicks?
Him. And he shot him. And then committed suicide. A breaking point. Will Smith had a meltdown. I do not want to see this brother with all of these basketball accolades. He done made something for himself. He's better. And his father, Del Curry, he was no slouch. But he eclipsed his father. As far as career is concerned, his father's so proud of him. And I don't want to see this man taken down by some ungrateful bitch that he chose and made an honest woman out of. It's not right. And if he's smart, sometimes you got to pay to play, bro. Get away from this whore. Because your woman has revealed that she wanted to be a whore. All these chicks you hear talking about, oh man, 21 is too young to get married. You shouldn't get married. You shouldn't. You know what that means? Do you know what that means? Oh, it's too young. Don't get married. You're out of college. Why get married? Don't get married, whatever. Man, I saw this video. These women on graduation day are showing their wedding rings. They got proposed to in college. In college. Did I mention all of them were white?
What?
Young Hollywood, salute. They were all white. But the idea for these sisters, when they go, these black women, when they go to goddamn college, they're being told, live your life, girl. You know what that means? Fuck your life away. When you graduate, go, do whatever. Go see the world. Go travel. What? You're a broke college student. You got money to go see the world? And what does that mean? Date different men. Let me tell you the problem with this. These Jezebels are telling these women, go live your life. Translation, just go get your fuck on. Here's the problem. When a woman is riding that penis carousel, they're getting all shapes and sizes. And I don't care what they say, when a woman has an excessive amount of men inside them, there is a chemical reaction, and they have a connection to those dudes. I don't care what they tell you, they have it. Whether they meet a dude on a cruise and he just party for the 7 days, whether they have a one-night stand, they have a connection with that person. It's all shapes, all sizes. Now here's the problem. They live their life, they spin the block, where they spin the neighborhood, they come back. And let's say they come across the dude that's right for them. Let's say it's the Steph Curry. Now she done spun the block. And now she meets the Steph Curry. And now when they lay down, he's average size, but the 3 dudes that she let pound her out over the last 3 years, those dudes were hung like horses. And all the dudes in between them, they just not hitting that spot right. This nigga trying to make love to you and be passionate, but he's just not going deep enough for you. And you like to get smutted out. You like it when those dudes are throwing you into lockers and throwing you over just got their foot on your neck while they hitting you from the back, all kinds of shit. You like getting smutted out, and he just won't do it. And you don't know how to ask for it, because your presentation to him was good, clean, and wholesome. You knew how to lock it up so you could secure the bag. But now he's not satisfying you in the bedroom. And contrary to popular belief, that bedroom action is a major, major, major thing for these women. To some of these chicks, it's a fucking deal breaker, which is why they can lock down a dude that they're supposed to lock down. But 100% those chicks will step out and get their spines knocked out of alignment. Some women will do that. So when you spin the block, you might have 1 or 2 or 3 partners that really did it for you. But when you lock down, when you come across the dude that's really going to do what men are supposed to do, they might lack in that department. And that's the direct result of you spinning the block. The only connection you have, and a lot of these chicks, I'm telling you right now, a lot of these chicks, they maintain contact with those dudes, or they know, especially in this age of social media, they know how to contact those dudes. They know how to do it. Hey, big head. And y'all rationalize it. The women I'm talking about, y'all rationalize it. Hey, man, this is a good man or whatever, but, I need this. And instead of going to a therapist for him to tell you the right thing, or your pastor, minister at a church to tell you the right thing, what they do is they go online and these podcasts and seek what's therapeutic, which is a bunch of miserable whores online co-signing your bullshit. Just because it's therapeutic, it's not therapy. Stop looking for what you want to hear and listen to what you're supposed to hear. Because the sisterhood means you're no good. And I'm telling that's a bar. The sisterhood means you're no good. Because ain't nobody in the motherfucking sisterhood married. All these chicks in the sisterhood are some miserable asses. They're feminists, they're divorced, they're single moms, and they have nothing productive or good to say about men. So I'm going to ask you again, what the fuck is wrong with Steph Curry? Not a goddamn thing. Because I've been listening to Ayesha Curry. I was listening to the key points. I was waiting for her to say abuse. I was waiting for her to insinuate there was abuse. She never did it. She never even said, hey, when he goes out on the road, I don't know what he's doing. She never said that. She never said, yeah, the bedroom action, it could be better. She never said that. What I did hear was her say that she wants attention from other men. It makes her feel a certain kind of way. Bitch, you know why men don't look at you? Because they know who you are, and automatically they say, I can't compete. She's married to Steph Curry. Does that make sense? Average Joe at the supermarket. First of all, let's not front. She don't go to the supermarket. All her groceries get delivered. The prettiest dieselest nigga at the gym that might be 6'7" will look at her and she might say, hey, this dude's fine. But that dude's saying, I know who that is. Hey, buddy, go for it, man. She's fine. No, that is Steph Curry's wife. And it's not like he gonna kick my ass. But what the fuck? That's Steph Curry. She lives up the hill. That big ass house that you see when you come down the road, that's her house. That Bentley that's blocked off, that's hers. Yeah, I'm big and I'm diesel, and I might have slayed every fine bitch in here, but I ain't got a chance with her. Her? That nigga's on the road right now. He just played the goddamn Knicks, lit them up. I just watched him he lit up the Knicks for fucking 40. As a matter of fact, I got his jersey. Yo, but she looking at you. I don't care. That's Steph Curry's wife, bruh. I can't compare. And let me reiterate. All you sisters that say money don't mean shit, tell me about how your court case went when you tried to drag your baby father to court for child support and spousal support. Please don't talk to me about money not meaning shit when you chasing a bag. Don't talk to me. The sisterhood means you no good. The sisterhood means you no good. Bunch of broke, unhappy, confused, miserable chicks. And they on the mic talking shit. And all they're doing is giving bad advice. In no universe do you justify anything that Ayesha Curry's doing. Because I'm going to love this. Watch this. You ready? Reverse the roles. Who's the highest paid WNBA player? That's straight. You already know where I'm going with this. Imagine she had a husband And every time he turned around, he's on one of these podcast panels and he's talking about, yeah, I wanted to own my own business and I wanted to go to work and be a breadwinner. And, I hooked up with her and, we got pregnant. And next thing you know, she had a baby and, she got this contract from the WNBA and she wanted me to be a stay-at-home dad. And I feel like less of a mom. I mean, I feel like less of a man. And, look, I'm raising the babies, but I feel like less of a man. And, every time I go to the gym, not that many people know me, but I'm a handsome brother. I feel some kind of way. I'm a father and I know it's my fault, but I mean, while she's out there dunking the basketball or laying the ball up off the glass, or whatever she's doing, I get a little deterred, because women don't look at me like they used to. I don't have a dad body, nothing like that. I want to start my own business. I'm going to start my own podcast. But I'm a stay-at-home father, man, every chick would look at this nigga like he a bitch. I would look at him like, yo, bro, you a stay-at-home dad. She's the breadwinner. That's just it, bro. You can still do a podcast from the home. But what you don't do, brother, is talk shit about your wife for the world to hear. And she's paying for everything. You might want to be quiet. Shut up. Let me break it down in another way why Ayesha Curry's wrong. Are there any women just watching thinking that this is this is the patriarchy and I'm anti-woman. I mean, you can make yourself known if you're there. I'm open to having a dialogue, but I'm going to give you a perfect example as to why all of these women, and it's Michelle Obama's turn tomorrow, because I'm sick of her ass too. I'm sick of her ass. I've been very, very lenient, but she needs to shut the fuck up too. I'm riding on her tomorrow. This is ridiculous. But tonight it's Ayesha Curry's turn. All of these women that are living a life of luxury, because that's what this is. You want to know why I wish these women would just shut up and stay out of the spotlight? Because I don't need to know who the fuck they are. You want to know why? You want an example of that? Let me give you an example. Ladies, you're driving your car. It starts making a rattling noise. You're like, oh shit. You pull off the highway and you find a mechanic right there. You go into the mechanic. How can I help you, ma'am? Yeah, there's some rattling in the engine. I don't know what's that going. I don't know what that is. Can you help me? It's all right. Pull up in the garage, pop the hood, and see what we got going on. When you pull it in there and pop the hood, he's looking. And as soon as he says, oh, here's the problem right here, his fucking wife comes from the back and says, hey, well, you might want to move the hood to the other side. And who are you? Make sense? Hey, that's my wife. Is she a mechanic? Well, no. But, the sisterhood, she's just talking, But is she a fucking mechanic? Does she fix anything around here? Does she even fix you coffee? No, we just have a coffee machine. Okay, but I need you to look at my car. I'm paying you for a service. Why is she over your head talking about what to do and what tube to pull out and do this with the engine? She's not even a mechanic. Does this make sense? You don't need to see her. Go away. Listen, the only thing Ayesha Curry has proven to me and proven to the world is that she's a spoiled brat and she's very annoying. She's a spoiled brat and she's very annoying and she needs to shut the hell up. What does she do that's good? I don't know. I don't know what her skill set is. I don't know. This bitch said she wanted to be a business owner, and she basically, the way she put it was that Steph trapped her with some babies. Okay, getting married and living in this lifestyle and not have to worry about a bill in your life. I didn't know that was a trap. But you kept all those babies the full term. I'm going to say something else. Steph, go get a DNA test. I don't trust nothing about this bitch. Yeah, while you on the road shooting three-pointers from half court, I don't know what she was doing. And thank you, J-Man. That's another thing. I don't like her hanging out with Jada Pinkett. I'm reading what you said, Phenomenal Mexican. That is fucking hilarious. That is hilarious. Man, y'all understand my point? I had to put it like that. I thought about that today. I said, man, can you imagine? You know, you go to a mechanic, and as soon as dude pops the hood, he says, oh, well, here's a problem right here. And right when he's about to tell you what it is, here comes some woman. Well, you sure that's the problem? Because I feel that the smoke coming out over there, I feel it could, because that's what a woman always say. They always talk about what they feel. I feel that you could look over there, and I feel you could move that. I feel you could check this. I'm like, hold on, who's that? Oh, buddy, that's my wife. Is she a mechanic? Does she own the place? No. Wait, hold on. You're the mechanic? Yeah. Is she a certified mechanic? No. Hey, bro, why is she looking at my shit and telling you what to do and you're listening to this? Well, you know, she needs to be heard. No, she don't. I feel. Shut up. Shut up. That's what I mean. These women need to get the fuck out the way. Why is Michelle Obama running her fucking mouth? Bitch, go sit down. Every time I turn around, she's making shit worse. I'm like, what is she doing? And I hear all these bitches in the goddamn comment section. I hear them writing, oh, well, she sacrificed. She's a lawyer by trade. She didn't have to marry Barack. She could have told him no. But she didn't. This man was the president of the United fucking States. There is no harder job in America. Believe me, there's not. Bitch, you have Secret Service watching your back courtesy of him. Why are you complaining? What is wrong with you? And guess what? If it's a problem, we don't need to know about it. I went from holding her to a high standard and saying she's the prettiest first woman that I've ever seen to, God damn it, will you shut the hell up? It would be a black woman doing this. Will you shut up? Shut up. We have black men have no fucking friends. It damn sure ain't these black sisters. It's really not. When you have Michelle doing this, I'll get on it tomorrow. Right now, we talking about Aisha. She had no business. They made a movie about an ungrateful bitch. It was called Oh Unfaithful. Y'all saw that? Y'all ever saw Unfaithful, the movie? Let me get the cast for that. Unfaithful, the movie. Let me see. Unfaithful, starring Dion Lane, Richard Gere, Oliver Martinez, Michelle Monaghan. Came out in 2002. Y'all ever saw that? Let me tell you something. If you never saw that, came out in 2002. Let me tell you something. Watch that movie. Men, you are going to get enraged at that film. You know why? Because that bitch had no business doing what she did, no, other than the fact that she was fucking bored. J-Man, please, if you can find it on TV, like on an app or something, it's probably on YouTube. Watch that film and you're gonna get annoyed. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is she do? Why she do that? And then the way she kept doing it, Oh my God. Listen, watch the film, bro. I don't know. Well, watch and maybe I'll do a review on Unfaithful. Bro, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but the first time, well, you know, it's about adultery. And the first time she did it, when she was going home, she's on a train and she's like looking around like, what did I just do? And then she starts laughing like, oh my God, I really did that. I'm like, yo. And you know what? I've known women to behave like that. Like I said, I hung out with mixed company. We all grew up around the same neighborhood. Women and men. And I used to hear the chicks I grew up with, when they did something fucked up, how they talk to each other about it. Oh my God, you cheated on so-and-so? Yes. With who? So-and-so. What? And you know what they did? Instead of saying, oh girl, man, but so-and-so's so good to you. Why? You know what they did? They said, well, how was it? Is it big? And I'm listening to it like, yo, oh my God. I'm telling you, when we was younger, we used to just listen to them talk and be like, yo, brothers, I have no faith in these bitches. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. Shelton, what up? I really don't. I don't have no faith in these chicks. Deal with it as they come. I always knew to stand on business and not take shit personal. And if I even felt I had to get out of a situation, I got out of it, man. I really did. And I didn't look back. I did not. I'm like, oh, hell no. I don't trust. Ooh-wee. So when I hear these chicks today in real time talking about, oh, girl, you're too young for that. Go live life. That's cold. Let's see. Don't get 25 is too young to get married. You need to be out, turning up. You need to be outside. Meanwhile, who's telling you that? The chick with a bunch of kids out of wedlock. Ain't no chick give no information. Ain't no chick ever give that advice out. That was a married woman happily in the crib. Go outside and live it up, and you can end up just like me. Either they're in a loveless marriage or a fucked up relationship or got baby daddies everywhere. Yeah, you're going to go listen to her rather than the nice guy that's trying to court you. We're all messed up. And Aisha Curry wants to be outside. That's what this is. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. I'm telling you. Yeah, Gone Girl. You know, I never saw Gone Girl. Everyone told me that movie's gonna piss you off. So maybe I'll do 2 watch parties. Maybe I'll do it. I think I can go live on Patreon. Maybe I'll do a watch party on Patreon. Gone Girl and Unfaithful. But I'm telling you, I'm going to watch Gone Girl. Y'all find Unfaithful with Richard Gere and find that, because I'm telling y'all, what's going to piss you off the most is the ending. I mean, I jumped up and started shadowboxing. I was so mad at that film. I was like, no, what the fuck? No! Man. Ooh. Temptations, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor. I never seen that. That's a show. Is that a movie? I'll look for that. Mr. Shelton said, don't watch it. Nah, I gotta watch it. Because you know what? Those movies, they might not be, they might not resonate with most, but it's true to life. If it hasn't happened to you, you can say that you've seen it happen to other brothers. Yo, you stupid. He said, I threatened my wife after that movie. Like, chick, if you ever. Oh, Lord, bro. Lord. That's crazy. It's like that. And I'm gonna find it. And I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna watch it. Okay, so we got Unfaithful, Gone Girl, Temptation, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor. Oh, one more movie, y'all. If y'all never seen The Last American Virgin, watch that. It came out in the 80s. Last American Virgin. It was a comedy, but god damn it, it had its. Ooh, I saw that when I was a kid. I was watching that with my older brother, and there was scenes. Man, I asked my brother. I said, "Why the fuck did she do that?" He said, "Yo, listen, you're gonna learn when you get older. Sometimes women are just fucked up." That's what he said to me. I was like, "No, that's not right." He said, "Listen, you're gonna learn. You're gonna go through something." And he said, "When you go through it, I don't know how bad it'll be, but just remember, you gotta keep your cool. Don't go beating on no chick because she hurt your feelings. You walk away and never speak to her again. Eventually, they'll come back around and try and talk to you. Don't give them a minute." And I held to that. My brother told me that. I held to that. And I promise you, when I got older and I called myself like talking to a chick and she did something and it pissed me off, and I'm like, all right, you know what? All right, you go ahead. I always left the scene calm. That pissed them off. Why are you acting like this? What? Not screaming? Not hollering? I don't do this street shit. I don't do this screaming and punching walls. I don't do that. That's what you want. Because in their mind, that means you care. But if you walk away and you smile and say, look, all right, you got it. I'm good. You go ahead. You never cared in the first place. Okay. You know what? You right. That's right, J-Man. You give them nothing. You know what you do? They just need to see you walking away. You ain't got to raise your voice. You definitely don't got to raise your hands. All right, just say, hey, man. All right, babe. You got it. I'm out. You got it. I'm good. Go ahead. And don't go backwards. You block her. See, back in the day, you know what I had to deal with back in the day? I never forget when I lived with my mother, I did that to this shorty and I got all the way home. I took the train. I had to take a train and a bus home. I forgot, she did some shit and I just wasn't with it. And I said, all right, you know what? I'm good. I'm out. And I left. Got all the way home. My mother was pissed. I'm like, well, what happened? She said, whoever this girl is called here 17 times. She said, the first 2 times I answered. And I said, he's not here. She called back 10 minutes later. And I said, he's not here. She said the third time she called was like a half hour later because I didn't go straight home. Right? And she said, she said, I told the young lady, look, he's not here. And don't you live on the other side of the Bronx? It takes him a while to get home. I don't know what happened. And she said, then she starts panting and trying to tell me what you did. And she said, I'm not interested. I said, I just asked, well, did y'all have a fight? Did he have a fight with anybody on your block? There was nothing, no confrontation. Okay. Well, when he gets home, I have him call you. Young lady, please. Don't call back here. He'll call you. And she said she called another 14 times after that. I had to turn the fucking ringer off. And I said, Mom, I'm sorry. She says, don't be sorry. You got yourself a little job. You get your own phone line. And don't give these whores, that's what she said because she was mad. Don't give these whores my fucking number. My mom was pissed. I said, okay. So I had to call up the company. I had to get another phone line. Right? And I had to tell that, I had to go and tell her girlfriend to tell her, stop calling my mother's line. Stop. Don't you know this bitch ain't listen? She called my mother's line to ask what my phone number was. Because I told her girlfriend not to call my mom's line anymore. So I guess that meant that I had a phone number. She was right. So my mother gave her the phone number. She said, all right, well, you can't call her anymore, young lady. And my mom's told me I gave her your number. So this bitch called me and I answered the phone and said, look, this shit is a wrap. And I forgot what she did. But I just wasn't having it. We went back and forth. I said, look, I'm good. Yo, I don't know what you, and she's screaming and she want to argue. Well, you did this and you said this and you said you was okay with it. I was like, I didn't say nothing of the sort. I don't know who you used to dealing with, man. I mean, go to her block. Every nigga on the block looking at me crazy. I'm like, yo, why these niggas staring? What, oh, he like me. Oh, that other nigga, that Puerto Rican nigga, that's my ex. Well, he on a corner all day. I'm like, man, you know what? Whatever. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. What are you doing? You got too many guy friends around here, and that's your ex, and they all know each other. Wait a minute. Hold on. And one day I had got out the train. I walked on the block. And he had her pressed against the car. And I almost like walked over there. But I looked. He was in her face and she was smiling. And their faces was awfully close, like he was about to kiss her. So I stood on the corner. And I'm watching. I say, oh, all he got to do is kiss her. But I don't like it anyway. He's still close. So I started walking up the block slow. And I had my CD man on. You remember CD mans? Like, there was no iPods or iPhones back then. And I'm walking up the block and I'm acting like I ain't see shit. And then when he picked up his head and saw me, he backed off for her. I was like, man, she was smiling. I saw it. He was in her face. And I was like, ooh. I walked up and said, what up? Hey, what's up? And I'm like, all right, yo, what we doing? We went for a little walk. They went up to the crib. And I told her, I said, I saw this nigga in your face. Oh, he just be playing. And I said, no. It was wintertime. He had her hands in her pocket, right? And he was feeling on her. And she had her hands in his back pocket. She was grabbing his ass. They were feeling each other up, and he was in her face, smiling, and she's smiling. I said, oh, look at this shit. The ex? I said, I'm not comfortable with that. That's exactly what I told her. She said, excuse me? I said, yo, you come to my block and my ex is there and you seen that same shit. And you know what she started doing? She started screaming in the crib. I'm not doing nothing. Why are you so insecure? Now it's my fault. I'm insecure. I know what I saw. And I'm telling you, I'm not comfortable with it. And at no point did she say, sorry, that shit ain't happening ever again. Didn't even apologize. She set the precedent. She set the tone. Because if I just said, oh, okay, all right. Joe Townsend, salute. Okay, all right. That means the next time I see that, I'm not allowed to say nothing. Now she ain't got to break character. When I walk up, they ain't even got to let each other go. Now when I go in the house and he up in the crib, oh no, that's just the ex. We ain't cool. He never dapped me up. This nigga used to side-eye me. I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. The fuck, I already knew what time it was. And if I didn't check it then, it was gonna get progressively worse. So I said, you know what? Not comfortable with this, babe. So I'm gonna let you go ahead. She said, what do you mean? I said, yo, I'm good. I'm good on all of this. I'm out. Oh, well, are you really leaving? Yes. Oh my God, I ain't even do nothing. I know what I saw. His nose was damn near on your nose. Y'all probably were kissing the whole time. I know what I saw. You're not denying it. You just telling me that I'm insecure. I said, that shit ain't look right. What are you doing? I said, you know what? Don't matter. I got up. I said, I don't do this screaming shit. You know that. I got up, Her sister came out. What's going on? I said, your sister screaming at me. What did you do? I said, I'm breaking up with her. And she's looking at her, looking at me. Oh, he's mad because Jose was in my... I don't even remember if the nigga's name was Jose or whatever. I'm just pulling a Spanish name out the ether. He was in my face and, I don't want him in my face. Well, that's not what I saw. I was on the corner for like 5 minutes watching. I was like, all right, well, you listen. I say, look, I'm not comfortable with it. I don't trust it. I'm out. Follow me in the hallway screaming, people sticking their head out like, what's going on there? Follow me downstairs, ran back upstairs because it's winter time. Ran back upstairs, put on some whatever the fuck. Ran back up outside. Yo, I'm saying, but why are you so mad with it? I said, look, I'm going home. It's cold. I'm going home. I'm going to leave you to it. Apparently, you got some unfinished shit with your ex. Every time I come here, he's side-eyeing me, and today, he had his hands in your pocket, and you had your hands in his back pocket in his jeans, and y'all were groping each other. I know what I saw, and I'm not cool with it. If I dealt with that, I'd have agreed to deal with anything after that. Nip it at the bud right there. Left, turned the corner on 167, turned the corner on the Grand Concourse. I said, you might want to go home because she just had on a goose coat and some Timbs and some fucking pajamas, pants. I said, go back in the house. It's like 10 degrees outside. Ran off crying. By the time I got home, she done called my goddamn crib 17 times. Got my own phone line. And I'm like, yo, look. We called, we spoke, she called. I spoke to her and I said, look, this shit is a wrap. I said, yo, what the fuck? You can't tell me that you ain't do anything because I don't trust you. It is no getting that back. You're a liar. You're a liar. Sit. Eventually, she stopped calling. I don't care what she did. Went back to her ex, whatever. Did a show on that. Don't you never go backwards. Once you close that door, fuck it. It's over with. Don't go backwards because that means you're willing to co-sign bullshit after that. It's not going to stop. I'm telling you. Steph, I hope you're okay. I hope your wife shuts the fuck up. I don't think she's slowing down, though. Because she wants to be in the limelight, brother, and she's jealous of you. And she resents you. Oh, Shelton, of course she was. It's interesting. The most I did was like, I groped on her and, sucked on some boobs, but I never slept with her. Never did. Never got to that point. We was dating for like a month. No. We was dating for like 3 months. Hated going to her block. I don't fuck with nobody over there. Kept saying, man, it's only a matter of time before somebody say something and do something, and I know how I am. I love how bitches be like, oh, don't worry about them. Oh, that's Fuquan and Raheem. And I'm like, yeah, you know them niggas. I don't know them niggas, and they don't know me. And you telling me who they are. You ain't introduced me to none of them niggas. Ridiculous. And it was the 90s, y'all. It was very different out here. Getting jumped was a part of life. Fighting was, you could be on a train and 3 niggas will get on a train and size you up and they'll just jump on you just to do it. Not even trying to rob you. Just trying to fight. That was a part of life. You know how many times that happened to me? Niggas had to jump me. It was never a 1D situation. It was a part of life. You get on a train, if you had jewelry, you tuck your chain, and you gotta be ready for it. And nobody was successful. Man, I had gotten some shit on 180th Street. Well, you know what? I ain't got to share that story. But I thought I was going to prison for a long time. If it wasn't for the police that witnessed some things, it got to the point where I asked the sergeant, I said, yo, he just said he saw the whole thing. I said, yeah. I said, well, wasn't he supposed to like intervene before it got to that thing? Because if dude died, I'd have been going to jail. He said, well, to be frank, kid, it was just him and his partner, and it was you and 4 of those guys, and they were just letting the dust settle before they went and locked everybody up. I said, well, the trade-off is, you know, dude could have died. Well, I'll just tell the brief story. Some dudes jumped on me for no reason, don't know them, 180th Street, and I'm fighting them. It was 4 of them. And I got the better of them. And now they trying to like spread out and surround or whatever. I grabbed this dude, right? Punched him in the face. And the other 3 tried to jump on me, and I'm fighting. And when I had dude by the collar, I like, you know how you take someone and twirl him? When I twirled him, the nigga lost his footing and fell onto the tracks. When he fell onto the tracks, the nigga hit his head and was laying there. And it was something out of a movie because I hear doom, 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 doom. A train was coming. The the downtown number 2 train was coming. And the other thing was when he fell, 180th Street was downstairs. It's an elevated train stop. Now, on the beginning of the platform, it's a train yard, but when you go forward, it's over Morris Park Avenue. So there was 2 things happening. When he hit his head or whatever, he was laying there. And if he had moved a little bit, he could have fell onto the street. So now his 3 fucking friends are looking, and I'm looking, and now all of us are panicking like, who's gonna go down and pick him up? Because there's a fucking train coming. And I'm like, I ain't going down there. Fuck y'all niggas. And then that's when the police came. And they jumped on the tracks and picked homie up and put him on the thing. And luckily the train was it wasn't an in-service train. The train wasn't in service. It was on the uptown side. But the goddamn, it was a what you call those trains that they're like dumpsters or whatever the fuck, and it was just creeping. But if it was a actual train coming like at full speed, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be like fucked up mentally somewhere. So they came upstairs, they handcuffed them, they called for backup, they handcuffed all 3 of them, and they asking me, am I all right? I had a little swole lip. And I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers jumping. And dude kept saying, yeah, I know. And when I calmed down, I'm like, he keeps saying, I know. And when the sergeant came, I said, yo, what do you mean you know? He said, oh yeah, I saw y'all fighting. I said, oh, you saw us fight? You saw them jumping me. I'm just curious, why didn't you just come up and intervene, wave a gun or something? The sergeant was like, well, hold on, it's him and it was 4 y'all. Tactically, it's not smart for him to run up in there and start shoving people around. I said, yo, but listen, I'm sure if they saw a uniform, they'd have stopped or something. What it was he just saw a bunch of niggas fighting, and when the dust settles, then they go upstairs and do what they need to do. But they tried to jump me, it didn't work out, and I'm thumping, and dude got thrown onto, I decked him and threw his ass on the tracks. And now we all standing there like, oh shit. And when he fell, he hit his face on the track, but he wasn't like close to the third rail or nothing. I'm like, oh shit. And now we all standing there. Y'all ever been like kids and playing, and then y'all break a window, and now y'all all standing there like, oh shit. Like what they thought was fun to do turned out to be a real fight. And when they found out I wasn't an easy target and I threw their man on the tracks, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit. Oh shit, I may have gotten him killed. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to jail, but I'm not going down on the tracks to help him. And then we hear the train coming. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done because of these niggas. And then here come the police. They went and picked them up. I'm like, oh my God. The 90s was something else, man. The 90s was something else. The 90s was something else, man. That moment was probably the scariest moment of my life. If that was a regular number 2 train or it's 2 and a 5, it'd have rolled that. He'd have been dead because I wasn't jumping on the tracks to get anybody. But I damn sure threw his ass there. And I didn't mean it. I was just throwing him off me. Crazy shit, man. Anyway, that was just a little story. But oh, by the way, I was coming from seeing a girl. Yeah, Phenomenal Mexican. I was playing Def Jam for real. But that was a part of life, man. These kids ain't built like that today. All we did was fight coming up, man. That's what I'm saying. I got thick skin. I grew up on fighting and mama jokes. Why do you think none of this shit on YouTube bothers me? It's nothing. Oh, Drew, so-and-so talking about you. I don't care. I'll slap the fuck out of them. I don't care. And they know that. Next. I grew up on fighting and mama jokes. It was a part of life. My skin is thick. I don't give a shit about none of that. These riddling kids today, man, if they even think you sneak dissing them, they go on an 8-hour live stream foaming at the mouth. And Drew Titan and LDBC, when I see you sometime, man, shut up, dude. You ain't gonna do nothing but make a video, stay in the house, stay in your hotel. You ain't gonna do shit. Anyway, fuck Ayesha Curry. Steph, I hope you're all right. Ayesha, I do hope you shut up. Your next podcast, you should be apologizing to your goddamn man, because every chick you talking to will replace you because they're jealous of you. You talking to women that are jealous of you. You remember way back when I did a show called Are Women Really Frenemies? You know what a frenemy is? Smiling in your face. But how many chicks y'all know had a group of friends, and when you got those chicks separated from one another, they talking about the chick that's not around. And I kid you not, a majority of chicks that I've known all my life have done that. I'm like, yo, you just hanging out with her tough. You just hanging out with her tough. Now you talking about her coochie stink and her man is broke and, you know, she got a dirty house and roaches and shit, but she was just here. Y'all were high-fiving and laughing. Man, that's crazy. These chicks are something else. These chicks are something else. I'm good. So I understand what Ayesha Curry is doing. I understand that the sisterhood doesn't really support her because they're gonna laugh at her when she, some are gonna try and support her dumb shit. But when she start crashing out like really bad, when she's seen in public with the next nigga, just know that's not Steph Curry. What Hollywood dude's gonna want to smash Ayesha Curry when she got 4 kids? And wasn't happy with the king of light-skinned niggas. Get out of here, man. Ayesha, shut up. Let me get out of here. I got to talk this boxing in the morning. Y'all make sure y'all like and share this video. I'm going to be doing my boxing content on Pep Talk and on Bear Cave. Because Drew Titan LLC is in Facebook jail for the next 6 days or so. Because some Thunder homo is mad about me talking about Tank, but I ain't gonna slow down. I ain't gonna slow down. Fuck that monkey. I don't care. So salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, the Super Chat. Y'all take it gentle. Take it gently, man. Be nice to one another, but don't tolerate no nonsense. Choose wisely. Stay blessed.
The Painful Excellence Podcast.